Crimson Trace offers a full line of protection-oriented products, including red laser sights, green laser sights, and tactical weapon lights to elevate your confidence in moments that matter. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, Tom attended Firearms Festival 2019 at the Centennial Gun Club in Colorado yesterday and spoke with many of the different sponsors and vendors. Hear from some of them as Tom talks upscale gun clubs, training, new technology, cool products, and more. And now, here's Tom.
All right. Hey, welcome everybody. Glad that you could be here. We're at the Centennial Gun Club in, Colorado, which is where we ought to be.
Just outside of Denver.
Just outside of Denver. It's Tom Gresham. It's Ryan Gresham sitting in with me today. We've come out here for the Firearms Festival.
The Firearms Festival. So the Centennial Gun Club is one of those gun clubs that it's kind of a country club. It's a really nice facility. They've got a big gun store. They have a really nice range. And they're always doing new things. And they do this Firearms Festival once a year. And they've got not just inside here, but in the parking lot, in all these tents and booths.
You got
and
food
all this
trucks,
stuff.
you got booths, you got law enforcement out here, you've got the canine units, and actually this whole thing is a fundraiser for the local police department's canine units.
Yeah.
Which is great. And we'll have them on a little bit later on in the show talking. But first of all, we ought to say, don't call in right now.
Yeah.
Because a little bit of truth in radio. We're actually doing this on Saturday. You're hearing this on Sunday because the Firearms Festival was on Sunday, is on Saturday. Where are we? I don't know.
The festival's on Saturday. If we want to broadcast from the festival, we got to do it on Saturday. So we did this, as you're listening to it, we did this yesterday.
Right. So you're welcome to come out because it's actually the Firearms Festival, I think, is still going on. At least you can come out to the Centennial Gun Club on Sunday.
Sure.
But we're not going to be there because we're doing this today.
Yeah. It's kind of a matrix time continuum thing. I don't know.
It's a wormhole. That's what it is. But what's very cool, we're actually looking across. People are signing in. People make reservations here. When I was here, we did a TV show here about 3-4 years ago.
Yes.
And it was funny. I went over, I had to pick up something at the Apple store. Real young lady there, helping me out. And I told her what we're doing here. She said, oh, yeah. She says, my boyfriend and I, we went there on our first date.
Yeah, absolutely.
People come here for their anniversaries. They make reservations and they come in to go shooting. And as you sit here, you watch people come through. This is the new shooter in America.
Absolutely. And when you have a really nice facility, you don't mind bringing new people in. You don't mind bringing a date to here versus maybe if it's a range or a gun store that, I don't know, isn't as welcoming or doesn't feel,
or a gravel pit with a burn barrel. What a lot of us started out with.
Yeah. Hey, we take what we can get sometimes. But
that's right.
This Centennial Gun Club is a fantastic facility. So if you're ever passing through the Denver area, it's worth stopping by. And you know what? Even if you don't have, probably if you're listening to Gun Talk Radio, you may have a gun with you. But even if you don't,
well, look right there. Right,
they have rental guns.
Huge rack of rental guns.
And they also have
long guns, and machine guns.
Rental machine guns.
Yes.
So and that happens a lot of places. They have rental machine guns, and it's like, why not? If you've never shot a machine gun, come in and I don't know what is $100 plus ammo, and
that's just totally fun.
That's a great experience.
Exactly. So this week we had the great lie was exposed again.
Yeah.
It happens over and over again, right? So the whole no one wants to take your guns away, as President Obama told us. Just basically mocking us. He always liked to use the term notion. He says the notion that anybody wants to take your guns away. You guys are just paranoid.
Right.
And now we have Beto.
Yeah. Well, so we had the another Democratic debate, and man, I don't know what's going on, but it's kind of like
it's crazy town.
Let's just come out of the woodwork. Let's come out from behind the curtain.
Who can be more crazy? Well, actually, you make a good point. Let's come out and actually expose who we are and what we've wanted all these years. Because every once in a while, they would you could see, they would say, yeah, we actually do want to take all the guns. Mm-hmm. And then say, oh, no. No one wants to take your guns. We just want this. We just want that. We just, little piece at a time. Why don't you compromise? And when Beto O'Rourke comes out and says, hell yes, we're going to take your ARs.
Well, I mean, if you didn't watch it, which congratulations, you didn't have to bang your head against the wall for 3 hours. We do have a clip. We have a clip of this.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15.
and your AK-47.
And your AK-47. That's right. So I'm thinking that's going to be my new ringtone.
Just a reminder.
Yeah. Yes, they do want them, and they will come and take them, and that is the plan. So the whole idea of maybe we can just be reasonable. you can't be reasonable with people who utterly want to destroy you. You cannot enter into a negotiation in any form with someone who enters into it in bad faith.
Right.
Whereas they basically are saying, we're going to fool them in this negotiation.
Right.
That's entering in bad faith.
Well, and, if you really start thinking about it, yeah, a lot of us go, well, yeah, we kind of knew this.
Right.
But you got to think about, why are they saying this stuff? Well, they believe that everyone agrees with them.
Yes.
And I think that there's a lot of people, and it's on both sides, of folks kind of living in a bubble or an echo chamber, because you have social media, and everyone I know thinks the way I do.
Because I've surrounded myself with people who think like I do.
Absolutely. So now they go, well, I don't think, there may be a few outlier weirdos that will disagree with me, but I think most of everybody is going to agree that that's a good idea to pick up everyone's modern sporting rifles.
Right. We'll go door to door to do that. No, that's not a good idea. By the way, we are at the Centennial Gun Club. We're at the Firearms Festival out here, just south of Denver here. It's a great location. I'm actually having fun people watching, Ryan. So we're watching people go by, they're signing up, they're shooting. Also, there's a little bit of some open carry.
Yep.
And a whole bunch of folks concealed carrying that we know about. Occasionally, they'll come up and share. You know why? Because they said, what do you think about the XYZ pistol? Well, that's what I'm carrying today.
Right, that's what I'm carrying. Absolutely. Yeah, all walks of life. So you can kind of hear the activity happening here. But, it's a chance to get out and shoot. It's a chance to get out and meet other people who are like you. They like to shoot. They like to hunt. They like guns. And there's also other stuff here. You have a lot of gun manufacturers here who have tables, and they're showing off their stuff, it's kind of nice, because if you go to the gun store and you ask questions about particular guns, the gun store staff is generally pretty knowledgeable, but it's kind of nice to come over here and talk to the guy from Walther or a sales rep from Springfield Armory or Sig Sauer.
There's folks here from Wilson Combat. We'll have them on. And just case in point, a lot of gun stores around the country have these kind of events. And you might want to make sure you're on the mailing list or the email list or whatever of your gun store, because they'll have dealer days, or they'll have Ruger will come in, or they'll have an event where they have a whole bunch of manufacturers, and you get to try some. And if it's a range, you actually will get to go shoot a lot of the different guns. And there's just nothing like putting it in your hand and shooting it, which brings me to this week we were able to release the information about the brand new Sig P365 SAS.
So the Sig anti-snag. So the P365. It's a small concealed carry gun, and it's been hugely popular for the last year or so. And they introduced the SAS. Now, the SAS is a treatment they do on a bunch of their guns, and they have in the past certain guns that it's anti-snag, so it won't snag on clothing when you draw the gun. That's the general idea. So it's really designed for concealed carry. And the SAS has a little bit of melted treatment, but the really big deal about this gun is that it doesn't have a traditional sighting system. It doesn't have a rear sight, front sight.
It does not have iron sights.
Yeah. It's sights that are sunk into the slide, and you're basically looking into the back of the slide, and it still lines up with a little dot, like a fiber optic
People
dot.
ask me, they said, well, do you mean they put a red dot on it? I said, no, they put a red dot, or in this case a green dot, into the back of the slide. They've actually embedded it into the back of the slide.
Yeah.
So think about, you're looking at the back of the pistol, and there's a dot in the back of the slide. You go, well, that's kind of interesting. And I think we both had the same reaction when they brought it out and showed it to us the first time several months ago. We're going, really?
Yeah.
Really? Come on, guys.
At first glance, you go, okay. That's kind of different and gimmicky, perhaps.
And you say, okay, you guys are SIG. I know you know guns, and you're really good at this stuff, but really? Come on, guys.
Well, but that's the thing, because Phil Strader is the pistol product manager for Sig Sauer. And if you don't know Phil is one of the top pistol shooters in the country.
Right.
And
for 20 years.
He knows his stuff. So you kind of give him a little, it's like, if Rob Latham says this thing's cool, you're like, okay, well, maybe he knows what he's talking about. And
but then you took it out and shot it.
We got it out to the range. We shot it. It's a little bit different, but not a lot different when you shoot it. But
fast.
But it works.
It's very fast. It's a two eyes open, bring it up, put the dot on the target, press the trigger. But what's very cool is the dot has a circle, and then there's a small dot, a little tiny dot in the middle of the circle. So if you just come up and see green on target, you can press the trigger and you're going to hit the target at 3, 5, 7 yards self-defense distance. But if you need a little bit more precision, you line up the little dot inside the circle, and we were making hits on 8-inch plates. In the video, Phil says those are 10-inch. Actually, they were 8-inch plates.
Yeah, and so we did put the video out this week, and so you can find that on the Gun Talk YouTube, Gun Talk Facebook, all those channels and places, our Roku channel. But we were all pretty impressed by it and think this is a different system. There's some people are going to say, not for me, and that's cool. That's why we have options in the gun world, lots of options.
Exactly.
But it's kind of neat.
All right, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about concealed carry. What's going on with the movement, the growth of it, and are there things that you need to know, and where would you go for that kind of information? I'm Tom Gresham. He's Ryan Gresham. This is Gun Talk, and we're at the Centennial Gun Club doing the Firearms Festival. We'll be right back.
When the U.S. military's elite units and law enforcement agencies across the globe demanded innovation and reliability, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. When world champion professional shooters demanded precision accuracy, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. So it's no surprise more and more civilian gun owners are refusing to settle for anything less. They're choosing Sig Sauer firearms, ammunition, electro-optics, suppressors, air guns, and training. Sig Sauer. Never settle.
Since 1937, Ducks Unlimited has led the charge on wetlands and waterfowl conservation. Wetlands reduce the effects of flooding and recharge our drinking water, but perhaps most importantly, they allow us to experience what makes the outdoors so great. Band together to rescue our wetlands.
Tired of searching the web for the best deals on guns, ammunition, and gear? Download the free Gun Dealio app today for deals and discounts right at your fingertips. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, ammo, optics, lasers, gun safes, targets, gun cleaners, grips, slings, and much, much more. Save money on products you want from the companies you love. New deals, discounts, and rebates added daily. Gun Dealio, available for free in the App Store and Google Play.
The next big thing for the AR-15 has arrived. The Brownells BRN 180 Upper, a modernized version of the Armalite AR-180, featuring a 16-inch barrel, a 223 wild chamber, and a full-length pick rail. The BRN 180 skips the buffer system to allow complete function of the firearm with a stock folded or extended. Best of all, the Brownells BRN 180 mounts to any mil-spec AR lower. Visit brownells.com today.
Back with you. Tom Gresham here. Ryan Gresham's here. We're at the Firearms Festival at the Centennial Gun Club just outside of Denver, Colorado. Having a bunch of fun here.
Yeah.
So,
great gun club.
Great gun club. Shooting range. Mm-hmm. So it's actually two different things. Gun club and shooting range.
Right.
You put the two of them together and it's like not twice as good. It's like 10 times as good.
And I guess there's a VIP area that I haven't gotten the full tour yet.
You're not allowed in there.
That's why I haven't gotten in there, yeah. I just stand at the door and longingly look inside.
That's right. No, I'm sorry. No access for you. All righty. So a lot of folks, we don't really know what the real numbers are. 10 million, 12 million, 14 million people with concealed carry permits. Then you add on constitutional carry and everything else. A huge movement. USCCA has been there for, well, let's find out. Kevin, help me out here. Michalowski.
Kevin Michalowski, you got it right.
USCCA.
Yep.
All right. How long has USCCA been around?
Since 2004, in some way, shape, or form. Tim Schmidt, the founder, created Concealed Carry magazine on his kitchen table in 2004 and started going from there.
All right. So you guys have been watching this that long, been part of the driving force of all this thing. When people ask you, how many people are carrying? What do you say?
The typical number we use is about 17 million are out there who are carrying either with a concealed carry permit issued by some state or carrying constitutionally or without a permit where they're legally allowed to carry.
Right, Okay. That's a ton of people. Now, what's interesting is that this has been over, it's pretty close to 30 years, 25 years now, Florida being the first state that really got this going. What's fascinating about this is that during that period of time, well, now you have certainly more than 15 million people carrying loaded guns. The murder rate has gone down by 50%.
Yep.
And the rate of crime committed with guns has gone down 70%. So for all those people who, in every newspaper in every state said blood will run in the streets, right? Every fender bender will turn into a shootout, yada, 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 yada. Never happened, right?
Yeah, it's almost as if, good people carrying guns gave criminals something to think about.
Well, and the other thing is, when good people carry guns, they don't turn into bad people.
No,
they're still good people.
They're still good people, and that's exactly what we do at the USCCA. We serve responsibly armed Americans, and that's the term that we use for somebody who's carrying a gun legally, and not just legally, but ethically and morally. We want you to do it. All three of those, legal, ethical, and moral, right. Because carrying a gun or defending yourself is not just putting a gun on your hip and walking around.
So that's a good point, and I think that there are constitutional states, constitutional carry, where you don't need a permit, but then I think all of us kind of go, I'm all for that, but I kind of still want you to get some training. I don't, people just getting the gun and slapping on your hip. Yeah. That's like, hey, I bought a motorcycle, let's go, drive the country.
What do we always say? Everything you know about self-defense with a gun is wrong.
Yeah, because you know it from TV.
Because you learned it from movies and TV, right? So.
And that's exactly what we want people to do. We're certainly not advocates of federally mandated training levels or something like that. Agreed. Because typically what that turns into is a barrier to entry. And I will tell you, you see that in Illinois, where they required 16 hours of face-to-face training in order to get a permit in the state of Illinois. And that is quite simply just a barrier to entry. We don't want, they don't want people to do it, so they make it more difficult. But we certainly do advocate strongly that once you get your gun, get some sort of training. Everybody thinks they know how to shoot, but nobody can quote to me their state statute on when they're allowed to use deadly force. and those are the sorts of things that we talk about, because that 3-second gunfight, that spans out into a 3-year legal battle where you're trying to save everything you own.
And yes, at $100,000 to $200,000. Yep. If you're successful and it was an easy win.
Right. Exactly.
Otherwise, it looks more like $500,000 in 10 years.
Yeah.
Which is a whole different deal.
We talk to people all the time that when you're carrying a gun, you have the opportunity to protect your life, but you also have the opportunity to lose everything you have and everything you'll ever have.
It's a huge responsibility.
Yep.
So tell them, what is USCCA?
The United States Concealed Carry Association provides education, training, and membership support for our members to make sure that, one, people know exactly what they're doing when they're carrying their gun. We don't want people making mistakes. We want good training and good education. And two, we want to make sure that everybody who is a member of the USCCA, if they're involved in a self-defense incident with any weapon, we cover any weapon, they get the best possible legal defense that's available.
So take a minute to explain that, because it's called different things, right? But, do you call it concealed carry insurance? Do you call it legal coverage? What do you...
And what we call it is it's a member benefit. It's a member association benefit from us. And there's lots of legal and technical terms circulating around the insurance industry. So we do have to be very careful about that. But USCCA membership benefits are backed by an insurance carrier. But what we're providing is a membership benefit, a guarantee through our member agreement that people sign on to when they become a member of the USCCA, that we will provide a certain level of benefits for them if they're ever involved in an incident.
Okay. And that's probably one of the real reasons that people discover USCCA. They get into it for that, but then they start to realize you actually are offering more than that.
Yeah, and our education and training is second to none. We are growing. When I started with USCCA 7 years ago, we had about 48,000 members, and now we're up above 320,000.
Wow.
And a lot of that has come through this idea that people are looking for information. And I don't mean to be coarse about it, but like I said, everybody thinks they know how to shoot. Okay, so what's the 2 questions somebody asks when they buy a self-defense handgun? When can I shoot somebody, and what's going to happen to me afterwards?
Right.
And we are there to answer those questions from the very base level, from the first person who's ever picked up a gun to, Captain Tactical. He was a door gunner on the space shuttle, and he knows everything. and
what's your line, Ryan?
I was a Ranger in SEAL Team Delta.
Yeah. So we're going to help all of those people along the way to understand. I mean, first and foremost, situational awareness and conflict avoidance. I don't want any of our members. I don't want anybody who's carrying a gun to be in a fight. It is a tragic and horrific event. But if we can avoid that, then, we've done our job right from the very beginning.
So walk me through, I know this is a complicated scenario, but somebody says, okay, I got my concealed carry permit. I want some sort of coverage or the learning part, but also, okay, they become a member of USCCA. Bad guy, they have some type of shoot that, is a justified shoot, and they stop a bad guy. What happens from there?
We'll start from what you're supposed to be doing. Call 911, get help on the way, get the cavalry there, and then either you or have someone in your family, if you're a USCCA member, call our 24-hour-a-day emergency response hotline. And someone will pick up that phone 24 hours a day and will immediately get the ball rolling. We'll immediately get you an attorney. We have attorneys in all 50 states. So that, if you're driving from Florida to Oregon and you happen to be passing through Missouri, we get an attorney in Missouri who knows Missouri law. So,
because the laws do differ.
In all states. And we will immediately provide things like bail money and the attorney retainer, because I don't mean to disparage attorneys, but, when you call them, they want money.
Right.
And they're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart.
That's why they show up to work every day.
Right. And so we provide immediate, bail money, attorney retainer, things like that to provide immediate assistance for you. And then follows through the entire course of what's going to happen if what's happening to you goes to trial, or there's going to be it starts with arraignment and goes to trial and stuff like that.
Sure.
You'll have one advocate from the USCCA and your attorney with you every step of the way.
All right, okay. Now, hold that thought a second. We're going to have to run to a break here. Unfortunately, we've got to go do that. But we're talking with Kevin from USCCA. The website?
USCCA.com. Super easy.
All right, USCCA for U.S. Concealed Carry Association, right?
Yep.
All right, USCCA.com. It's Ryan Gresham. It's Tom Gresham. We're at the Centennial Gun Club, having a bunch of fun over here. Also, we'll talk a little bit later on. We're going to have a bunch of different guns we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about the whole idea of the Guntree Club and what that means for your community, if you have something like that, and why you may want to get involved in that. All right, Tom Gresham, Ryan Gresham, you can't call in. This is recorded from yesterday. That's the way it goes, but that makes it for great radio. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Mr. Gresham. Your mission, should you decide to accept it, is to host a radio show that will bring truth and common sense to the discussion of firearms rights in this country. Good luck, Tom, to you and your Tom Gresham's Gun Talk team.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15.
Good luck with that, Beto.
Yeah.
I wish you a lot of luck on the whole... really?
I refuse to even call him Beto. He is Robert Francis.
Robert Francis,
I like that. Yeah.
What's interesting is I think a lot of people who maybe weren't even like the hardcore gun people hear that and they go, whoa, wait a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
They could have been, and then we were talking earlier, they could be sneakier with it and actually get away with it because not everyone is in tune with the gun stuff like we are.
Because that's what they've always done.
That's what they've always done. But when you come out and say it like that, I think there are people who, casually own guns and go, damn, that sounds a little Gestapo. That's a little weird.
Yeah, and then there was a follow-up. They said, well, you talk. I actually heard, I was watching CNN this morning because you got to watch all of them,
Painful.
right? Yeah, I know. And they're asking somebody running for Congress. And they kept pressing him, well, are you saying that you would send people to go door to door to confiscate guns? And he go, well, I'm not, And they kept pushing. And he finally says, yes, we'll send people to go door to door and confiscate guns. And went, yes.
No, I'm not doing it.
I want you guys to say it so people understand what it is, because this is where they want to go.
But here's the thing, and it's a crazy deal. We want to do everything to not get there, right?
Right.
But I was with a guy this week who's law enforcement in Oklahoma, and his sheriff, he works for the sheriff's office, his sheriff has signs up everywhere in the department that says, I was elected sheriff by the people, and I was elected to uphold the Constitution, all of the Constitution. He has these flyers up all over the building.
Really?
Saying we are supporting all of the Bill of Rights, all of the Constitution.
Including the second.
Including the second.
Yeah.
That's from the sheriff. directive to everybody there, just to let you know that's where I stand.
That's interesting because you've got this split within law enforcement. Some who simply say, we're not going to do that, and yet we know from his history, of course, you were right there. He actually lost his home in Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, yeah.
Hurricane Katrina, afterwards, the mayor ordered police to go in and confiscate every gun in New Orleans. And they went door to door.
Did. They followed orders.
They took them from people. They took them out of their houses when there's nobody there. They knocked people down. We got the video of them knocking down little old ladies, taking their guns. So there will be some who will follow those orders. Let's switch back. I want to talk about USCCA for just a second. You've been at this a long time. You've been watching the whole concealed carry movement. What changes have you seen over the years?
Well, since way back when we first started seeing, the assault weapons ban in '93, and then everybody was making pistols that only held 10 rounds, that's really where we started getting really good quality concealed carry pistols, that were small enough.
Unintended consequences.
Yeah, unintended consequences of how it's been going. What I've been seeing over the last few years is a true and growing interest in actual solid training. People want to get this training and understand what they're going to do. Once, I'm certainly not saying that it's me or anybody else out there. When we started showing people what really happens, when I say we in the gun community and the gun media community started showing people what really happens, and we were watching some videos, and the advent of YouTube, where you can watch surveillance videos and you can see how fast a fight happens. A lot of people started saying, well, what would I do?
Right.
And then I better go to a firearms, a good quality firearm school, a good quality fighting school, and learn how to fight with my gun.
Not a shooting school, a fighting school.
That's a big difference. And I think you're right. I think we were able to get a little bit of education in just watching some of this stuff that's happened. You have body cam footage from police officers. You have surveillance footage in stores and that kind of thing. And we're realizing this is how this stuff goes down. Now people are going, whoa.
Yeah, now they're actually seeing it, and they're understanding how quickly it happens, and that they need to be prepared, and they need to actually get some training and try. And a lot of people will use the term martial arts. Well, gunfighting is a martial art. That is something that you need to learn to do and train.
You have to learn to fight
skill
with your gun. You have to learn to fight, which is a whole lot of other things. The gun is one of the tools, but standing there at a square range and shooting holes in targets, paper targets, is not it.
And I've heard people who are not fans of concealed carry say, what could you do? Cal, you couldn't stop anything. And they'll even pick on, some lady who, doesn't have a lot of experience. What could you do? You could protect yourself. It's amazing from even a very little bit of training, just a day or two, and what type of improvement can people make?
Oh, my goodness. It's crazy.
You've been doing that for several years now with the first-person defender.
Yeah, first-person defender. I mean, and that's a TV show. We're not giving them a whole, 2-3 days of training. It's like a half hour to an hour of training, and they still improve.
Yeah, and just watching people over the course of, if you give them a day-long course of just moving. The initial movement instead of standing still, because typically in a panic situation, what happens is people think, this is not happening. Oh, now it's happening. Oh, now I need to do something about it. And even at the fastest, that's a quarter of a second each time to make that. So suddenly you're 1 full second behind.
Right.
And just teaching people to, the initial reaction is to move somewhere. And that truly helps people survive in any sort of deadly force incident. Just move, get off that X, get away from the attack.
Kevin, thank you so much. I appreciate you spending some time here. I'm glad you're here at this event. This is cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really going to be excited about walking around and meeting some of the people and seeing what's going on here. When they told me there would be 5,000 people coming through this place, I was kind of shocked, because it's not a convention center. This is just a retail space.
It's
a nice one. It's a gun store and shooting range.
But man, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah, the parking lot is full of tents and vendors and all sorts of stuff. I'm very excited to be here.
It is very cool. All right, USCCA.com.
USCCA.com, and we will provide you all sorts of free education and training right at that website.
Perfect. All right. Appreciate that. All right. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
Since 1994, Crimson Trace has defined and built the laser sighting category through design, innovation, and performance. With an obsession to create best-in-class electro-optics, Crimson Trace now offers a full line of lasers, lights, reflex sights, red dot sights, and rifle scopes for tactical and sport applications. Most Crimson Trace products include free batteries for life, and all scopes are backed by a lifetime warranty. Find yours at your local dealer or at crimsontrace.com.
This is Ryan Gresham with Gun Talk. Visit guntalk.com/win to enter our latest giveaway for a chance to win a Kimber in September. Our grand prize winner receives the Kimber Evo SP Custom Shop 9mm handgun, a collaborative design between engineers and gunsmiths, with stainless steel slide, G10 grips, True Glow Tritium Pro sights, and 2 7-round magazines. Enter now through September 27th at guntalk.com/win.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
Used guns can be a great value, but you have to know who you're buying from. What if you could buy quality used guns with a lifetime warranty from the Internet's largest online reseller? That's what you get at Dewey'sGuns.com. They stand behind every firearm purchase for life. If you have a problem, they'll either fix or replace your gun. Pistols, rifles, shotguns, and more. Check out their inventory today at Dewey'sGuns.com. We're back. 866. No, don't give out the number. It's routine to give out the number.
I know. Don't call because we're not live. Well, it's kind of live, but we're not.
What do they call it? Live to tape, except we don't use tape anymore. So,
yeah. This is being recorded yesterday.
That's weird.
I know.
Okay. Yes, okay. We're actually doing this on Saturday. You're hearing it on Sunday or sometime later. We're at the Centennial Gun Club. At the big Firearms Festival they have here. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's just huge.
Centennial, Colorado, just outside of Denver. It's a suburb of Denver. And they expect 5,000 people here today.
Crazy town. I mean, It's a wonderful shooting range, and they're doing some really innovative things in terms of gamification on their shooting, which you go in, you shoot. It's decent. It's good training. It's actually very good training. It exposes you to situations you wouldn't normally, but it's video-based, but you're using your actual gun shooting real ammo.
Yeah, so this is really innovative stuff. Makes it a lot of fun. I think it's also a great way to bring in new people to try it out. And, if you're used to kind of playing the video game stuff and doing it that way, this is just a new way to do shooting.
All right. As you look, you're seeing, I would offer a wider cross-section of people here than you see at a lot of shooting ranges.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
I think more families, more young people. Parking lot is, I'm sorry, guys, but, yes, on a lot of ranges, all you see is pickup trucks.
Yeah.
Here you've got, Mercedes, Lexus, and, everything, cross-section, all across the board.
And I think that's, obviously having a good location that people can find you, because unfortunately sometimes ranges are in the middle of nowhere.
Right. And this is obviously, we're talking about an indoor range.
This is an indoor range, so you are in town. And it's a nice facility. So people walk in, they feel comfortable, and they feel like this is professionally run.
First country club that I'm aware of, probably the first one, was the Scottsdale Gun Club.
They were kind of the ones that started this movement.
Right. And actually, Mark Hanisch created that.
Yeah, he was one of the partners in that. Mark Hanisch did that. And they kind of, and there are several around the country that do this type of thing. So usually in bigger metro areas, because
you have the population.
Because this is expensive to build a building and a range that's like this.
I can't even. We're talking millions of dollars to build this place.
It's got to be thousands.
Thousands, dozens of dollars.
Dozens of thousands.
That's right. Oh, by the way, we're. I do want to mention. Can't forget. We were giving away stuff. We got. Big Kimber Evo SP SAS. That's custom shop.
Custom shop.
Yeah. Go to guntalk.com/win. This is a cool pistol. You've actually had a chance to play with this.
Yep, I have shot the Kimber Evo SP custom shop gun. It is a small single stack concealed carry 9mm gun, but being a Kimber, It's just, the fit and finisher is awesome. Has nice stippling, has nice sights. It's a good shooter. And this is a gun that when you kind of go, okay, I like my concealed carry, or maybe you're wanting to get something that's just a little nicer, you know? Guns can be utilitarian, and that's cool.
Well,
and you can
we were having that conversation at breakfast with a fellow who walks in and sits down with us, right?
Yeah.
About, we said, well, that gun's a little more expensive. That actually is a lot of money for a gun. And he had an interesting comeback. He said, well, people will go spend $12,000 or $15,000 for their UTV, for their ATV.
Right.
And in 10 years, it's worth basically nothing.
Yep.
All right. So go spend $3,000, although the Evo doesn't cost $3,000.
No.
But go spend $3,000 on a gun, and in 10 years, it's worth $3,000.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and it lasts for 100 years.
Right.
I mean, it lasts for generations. So, yeah, the Kimber Evo SP Custom Shop, we're giving one away this month. So you go to guntalk.com/win, sign up to win, and, you know, it's funny. Every single month, we're doing these giveaways, and we announce the giveaway, the winner, and we contact them, and they go, holy moly, I can't believe this. I won.
I never won anything before.
You're going to send me a gun? Yeah, we're going to send you a gun.
Sit down, Gary.
So, you know, it's cool. So go sign up, and you might be the winner and have a nice new gun.
Absolutely. All right. We got Gary Ramey joining us right now. He just walked in. He's putting on his headset. I'm going to turn your, there you go. All right. There you go. All right. He's back up here. Honor Defense.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir? I haven't seen you in a while.
Good, Tom. I don't know if you remember when we first met.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ryan, how
absolutely.
are you?
Yeah.
It was at the hunting camp down with the folks at Lipsy's, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Oak Grove.
Yeah, that
Down
had
South
to be
Louisiana. That was a while back.
10, 12 years ago. I think.
Absolutely. So what is Honor Defense? What are you doing?
Oh, gosh. We started a firearm company of our own back in 2016. We started engineering in 2014. Took a long time, and the thought process was this. Number one, we should support veterans more, so we're going to start a company and only hire veterans.
Okay.
Number two, we're only going to make everything in the U.S., nothing imported.
Really?
We don't bring in any of the parts from India or China. Everything's American metal. American-owned companies are all we work with.
Wow.
And we're dedicated to making the best single-stack 9 available.
Okay.
And that was our engineering challenge.
And that's kind of what you guys do. You're that, you know, concealed carry 9mm size pistol. That's kind of your world for Honor Defense, right?
Yes, sir.
What do people say when they shoot the gun?
Normally they say, wow, this is really a great grip.
Okay.
That's the first thing that strikes them. Number two, they're always surprised at our accuracy. In fact, Gun Test Magazine did a comparison of the G43, the Walther PPS, and the Shield, and frankly, they invited us, or they put our gun in this accuracy comparison, and I think we were supposed to be the doormat.
Right.
You know, the homecoming. we were the homecoming
they were
game.
Setting you up.
They were.
Yeah.
And we won the accuracy contest,
which
I think surprised a lot of people.
Very
and
cool.
you know, we have very tight tolerances.
Okay.
So we've got higher velocity, we've got more accuracy because we've got very tight tolerances in our barrel. We're very proud of them. We think we're the best kept secret in the industry.
Where are they made?
Gainesville, Georgia.
Really?
Yeah, just north of Atlanta.
SEC land.
Yeah, today's a big day.
That's right. Every Saturday from now to the end
Every
of the year.
Saturday is big,
That's right. You'll pardon us if we just have to say, go Tigers. I'm sorry.
Is that Auburn or Clemson?
No, that's LSU. Give me a break.
Oh, sorry about that.
So, Gary, what have you, because you've been in the gun industry for a very long time, and you've been doing Honor Defense, what have you seen in the world of people buying pistols, concealed carry? You know, how do you see that kind of moving forward?
Well, I think concealed carry is going to continue, but what's really surprised us is what's important to people. You know, when I was younger, it was all about accuracy and how a firearm functioned, and it was more about the internal parts because there was more of a core group. And as new people enter the category, you know, this firearm right here with the USA Cerakoted flag and a blue grip is our best-selling firearm.
That's a good-looking gun.
And it's $150 more typically than our base gun that is exactly the same.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know? Hold that up to the microphone there so people can see it.
There we go.
All right, don't go anywhere, Gary. We're going to talk about this pistol when we come back. Honor Defense, what's the website, by the way?
www.honordefense.com.
honordefense.com. All right, I'm Tom Gresham. He's Gary Ramey. He's Ryan Gresham. We're talking about guns because we're at the Centennial Gun Club having a bunch of fun. By the way, check them out. Centennial Gun Club, you can find them online. In the meantime, we'll be back in a minute. You just keep reloading. Well, in typical fashion, during the break, we're sitting here playing with guns, and I'm going to look at that, take the magazines out. We're looking at the Honor Defense pistol that Gary has brought over here. Ryan Gresham, Gary Ramey's with us from Honor Defense. And Gary, you were showing us a couple of interesting things, what you've done with the sights to make them no snag.
Yeah, our sights are developed. They're almost backwards for most people. They're curved on the back, so it's snag-free on the draw. A lot of people have sights. Yeah, a lot of people have sights snag-free going in the holster, and our product advisors who are from special operations and law enforcement said, no.
That's not when you need it to be snag-free. It's when you're coming out. When you need it in your hand, and you need it to work right now.
Exactly right. And law enforcement trains one-handed, so we have a cocking shelf on the front.
Okay.
Which was important. And then, frankly, no trigger pull, no tools.
Comes apart easy.
He just pulled the slide off that thing. You know, I think that gun's broken now because the top just fell off.
I know, yeah.
That was too easy.
That was too easy. And everything in here is stainless steel. Stainless steel guide rod back through the striker housing, no plastic.
That's very cool. And, okay, during the break, I had to ask you, what's the thing cost?
You can build it online starting at $299 for a black model.
Okay.
Of course, then you've got shipping and a transfer fee. So support your local gun dealer.
I was just going to say, you're actually going to be better off going to the gun store.
You are better off going to a gun store. And we've got a chassis system on the inside.
Okay.
It just all comes out.
It all comes out. That's stainless steel.
That's the serial numbered part here, the chassis, right?
Yes, sir.
Trigger group, chassis. It just pulls out of the gun from the,
so you could drop it
from the frame.
So
we put it in the dishwasher.
What you could do with that, I'm just thinking ahead now. You could put this into a larger grip. You could put this into a different frame, if you will, because if the chassis is the gun, now we just build stuff around it.
Yes, sir. And we have 3 different grip sizes.
Okay.
We've got a standard subcompact. We've got a compact with the Picatinny rail. And then we also have one called the Fist, which is a firearm with integrated standoff. And that was at the request of our product advisor from DevGru, who wanted something so if someone's on top or they're in close quarter battle, the slide stays in battery.
Yeah, this is different. You got to explain this one. So, you know, we're on radio, so you kind of do some theater of the mind here to explain what this looks like. I mean,
well, basically, as I'm looking at it, the frame sticks out further than the slide.
Yes.
So that when you jam it right into somebody, and we do this.
Frankly, I mean, hey, that's
we've done this on TV a lot.
Yep.
You know, the gun is not going to come out of battery if you're fighting for your life and you've got this gun shoved up against somebody.
Right. And if somebody's on top of you and you're able to get your gun out and they're pushing that slide back, the gun doesn't work. People don't realize that as soon as the slide gets pushed back, just a minute amount.
And bad guys know that.
Oh yeah.
Bad guys know how to take a gun out of battery.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
It's funny when people ask me about it. I always say, have you seen the movie Taken? And everybody goes, oh, yeah. I go, you know when Liam Neeson jams his hand into the front of a gun?
Right.
That's what he's doing. He's rendering it useless.
Exactly.
And now you can't make it won't go bang.
It won't go bang.
No more bang.
That's right. It's out of battery sounds weird, but basically the slide is basically pushed back a little bit, and now it won't go off. It's as simple as that. I've never seen a design like this before.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody do this.
You know, there's just, it's fun these days, and we were talking about it this week. We are like in the golden age of firearms design and also the type of
value.
The value you can get. I mean, what you guys have in this gun and what people can pick it up for under $400, you know, with everything out the door, that's awesome.
It is. We're very proud of our accuracy being the most accurate. But you're right, years ago, this would have been $500, $600.
Yeah, right.
And so our goal, make the best single stack 9 out there, make it affordable. By the way, every gun is assembled by a veteran. Every firearm is fired with a plus P proof load. 100% American lifetime warranty. We're very proud of it. And Centennial's got a great assortment.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so they should be able to find it at their local dealer, or the dealer can order it for them.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they're out now. You can find them. You know, and take a look on the website, honordefense.com.
Yes, sir. And you can design your own right there. Pick your slide color, pick your grip color. Long slide, short slide, fist frame, doesn't matter.
Perfect.
and we'll get it to your dealer.
Thank you so much for spending some time showing us this very cool gun.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Good to see you again, Brent.
Good to see you.
Yeah, last time we were shooting ducks, so
we were,
which is always a good thing too.
Unsuccessfully for me.
All right, all right. Don't go far. We're at the Centennial Gun Club. It's Ryan, it's Tom, and this is Gun Talk.